Okay guys, we are back and the setup is ready. So please welcome CDRomatron, who will be running Crash Mind Over Mutant. Take it away.
Hi everybody, my name is CDRomatron, also known as Mike, and today we're going to be playing for you some Mind Over Mutant all-story missions. Last time I was here we showed off some any percent, which is fun, quick little playthrough. We're going to be seeing a bit more of the game today. As always, we're going to be starting from the Xbox dashboard, because one of the major glitches in this game persists even outside of the save file. So we've always got to restart runs starting from the dashboard. A little inconvenient, but hey, that's not too bad. Going to be playing on Bonkers difficulty, because the game just runs a bit faster on Bonkers. Okay, I'll explain a bit more about the run when we get into it. This game's very front heavy, so we'll see how this goes. Right, time will be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Okay, so all story missions was originally conceived as an idea of, well, any percent's really broken, and the game has like 23 core story missions. So what happens if you tried to beat all of them? And could we do that in any sort of interesting way? Turns out the answer is yes, because although the game has 23 numbered story missions, by no means do you need to complete them in the correct order. We're going to start off almost the exact same way we started the any percent run before. I come over here. This game is a little awkward. I am playing with 2 controllers at the same time, because the co-op mode in this game is extremely broken. We're getting Crash into what's known as a zombie state, where I can do things like high jumps, bypass triggers, and be invincible. All extremely convenient. However, there's some important triggers in this game, which we'll want to hit, and some that would be more convenient to hit, such as death triggers. If I were to fall down in any of that section, we'd effectively been soft-locked, which is not a good thing. Coming up to a major glitch is here as well. A lot of this will all be explained in due time. I understand this mainly looks like sorcery right now, but we're just a way to set up a glitch known as Death Cam. There's an extremely small chance it can go wrong, which is why I'm saving there. So with this enemy here, we get a cutscene when he dies, because he's supposed to be the first Titan that we jack in the game. However, I want Crash to die during the cutscene. Okay, Crash is now dying. We're going to drop out player 1. We're going to kill this guy as player 2. And as I land the killing blow, I'm going to swap player 1 back in, who's currently got no health, drop out player 2. Ooh, I don't think we got that there. We're going to have to set that up again. We were really unlucky. We got the long death animation. Basically, the save point is in case I don't notice that we get the long animation. That's really rare to see, so we shouldn't get that again. Basically, what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to move during cutscenes and load screens, which is extremely important for the most important glitch in this game. So you'll see there the Titan didn't do that whole like reaching back for life kind of thing at the end there. So we're going to kill the Titan now. That has got Crash permanently set up where Crash will never act as if he's in a cutscene. Meaning we've got full control, and that's super useful, because one of the most important glitches in this game can only be performed during a cutscene, which normally you don't have any more than 1 frame of controls, which used to be a pain doing, but now we can stash a Titan during a cutscene, and the Titan doesn't know what to do if you do that, so he can fly now. One of the main differences from the any % was we did start off talking to Coco because we need to start the Coco mission. The game will lock you out of some missions with certain story progressions. So we need to make sure that we achieve all of the story triggers that we need to in an area before proceeding to the next ones.
Engine must be up ahead somewhere.
I hope you like seeing a number out of 6 in the corner, because that's going to be there basically all of the run. We're not going to be finishing that mission till a lot later.
I think there's somebody inside here, Crash.
Here, we need to finish off these enemies.
Take them out,
Get the
Crash.
engine cutscene. Using the heavy version of the spin attack. Got a super wide area of effect. And one hit kills all these reticles. Or retinitions, sorry. Reticles are the big blue guys.
Crash, you've unlocked the spin.
Okay, that should be all.
Now you can spin longer before getting dizzy.
And our mission complete. It's gonna come back here now, pick up the blue part for Coco's first mission, and we're gonna use the flight from earlier. Come over here. There's a large invisible wall because there was a lot of things that we were supposed to do before this. Oh, we missed it slightly. That's okay, we can just come back a bit. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but there's a huge invisible wall just before that purple thing. And we're now going to perform Desert Early. Desert Early is one route where we can go to the desert and obtain our Rhino Roller early. This game is effectively broken up into 3 acts. The Hero Key Act, the Akubones Act, and the final act. So we need to clear everything pretty much in the Hero Key Act before we can move on. At the moment, I just need to get one of these guys. They're both being super mean right now. Using Player 2's chicken gun. Super useful. I'm gonna use Player 2 to grab this. So we can very quickly jack this Scorporilla.
Let you do 4 times the damage for a short time. Hurry up and hit somebody.
And quickly get through this encounter. So what this means is there's a lot we're supposed to do before we get to the desert for the first time. And once you unlock the desert, the rest of the world will update to a post-desert state. Which is quite useful. It means we've got access to a lot of titans that are quite strong pretty early on in the run. And it means although we have to do the same amount of backtracking as normal, and there's a lot of backtracking in this game, we gain access to the faster titans earlier. So we can do that backtracking a lot quicker. So this is the desert. We're, like I said, we're not meant to be here for a while. See, we're already at mission 10. I think we only just finished mission 2 for finding engine, like a minute or 2 ago. Here we're going to abuse the invincibility frames that you get when hopping off a Titan to not have to worry about any of the damage from the boulders that are rolling.
One crash. That power-up will double the amount of mojo.
And we're just going to clear out everything in the desert that we can for now. In theory, you can actually go anywhere in the game from this point, which is super cool that that is even possible. But unfortunately, because this game is broken into the act structure, even though we can access the rest of the game, nothing will spawn, including the triggers. So you can get to the point for the final level in the game within like 2 minutes, but the loading zone isn't there. So here, we're gonna grab this Rhino Roller. He is super quick.
Too happy to see us, though.
So back to the Rat Skull to deal with the rest of these guys. Like I said, I'm doing this with 2 controllers here. Smashing X on both of them. Head over to our Rhino Roller. You take out the structure here. Didn't have much energy meter, so that's fine, but Cool.
Let's get
And
this
we're going to
roller
perform a
back to
boost
Wumpa
jump.
Village.
So I haven't really described this yet. So, as you can kind of tell, the two-player mechanics in this game are quite broken. If one player tries to transform from like the Crash version to like the shooting version, like the mask shooting version, but player 2 drops out whilst player 1 is making that change, player 2 will effectively be in a zombie state where they cannot die, cannot like take any damage, effectively, and can't hit any triggers, which can be quite useful. Also, when player 1 comes back in, player 1 does a huge jump for some reason, and that allows us to bypass a lot of very high triggers, or sorry, very high walls. And we're just about finishing up the desert here. Don't need to worry about this section too much, because there's a lot of invisible walls around here. So whenever there's a cutscene in this game, I can unmount from my Titan to let it gain flight, which is super useful. We do lose flight occasionally. There's some cutscenes which will cause us to lose flight. Normally we can regain it in the same one as long as it's in an engine cutscene. That's kind of the requirement for that. And any hub transition will also cause us to lose flight. Cool. Here we're going to take advantage of this strength power-up. Player 2 can use it for the ranged attack, so I can just kind of shoot chickens from afar. It is so quick for killing all these enemies. And as long as my Titan's pocketed during a cutscene, you typically won't lose flight. There's some cutscenes where I say that will change, but for this one, that's fine. We just come down here, so at the flight, can take advantage of that slope.
Crash.
And we're gonna get to the top here. Alright. And we purposely want to lose flight on this cutscene because it's a bit of a pain backtracking through the rest of this with flight. This is a pretty boring backtrack, so if there's anything you'd like to read, this would be a pretty good time.
Okay. We should be able to make it back to Rat Sickle Kingdom
All right.
with the roller now.
And I
Head
got the
down,
message.
power through,
So
Crash.
the
We need to
first
hurry.
one is from Scammy, you know, $100. Being $100 saying, here's to an amazing UKSG Spring 2021. Good luck to all the runners. And the second one is from our former runner, Killer Chair, being $10, saying, here's a donation to apologize for the UKSG and fun I am making right now. And this one is going to the Leonard's Inception Sacrifice, ending to the 8-bit art style. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, so we can use the getting off of the Titan animation to get some really high jumps, even without using the boost jumps. We need to watch out on this section, primarily because there's supposed to be a wind to teach you how to do platforming, and like, oh, sometimes you need to stop for the wind. I'm pretty sure there's only wind in 2 points of the game. However, it reappears there because we never actually finished this area for the first time. Which makes it a little awkward. I made it look easy, trust me. I don't normally do it that quickly. But we're going to collect a few more of the cocoa parts that are scattered around the island. There's a whole, like, third of the island we haven't visited yet. We will do that as one of the last things we do in the entire game. So we will finish this 4 of 6 mission. But, like, I hope you like looking at 4 of 6. So we're just finishing off the rest of the story missions that we can for level 1. Like I said, we're going to leave the very first one for later, but for now we're kind of good. However, we need Ratsicle here. We cannot beat this boss without a Ratsicle. Luckily, some spawn if you don't have one. You're meant to have one, but we got preoccupied doing other stuff.
You can hit back projectile.
Okay.
What you do now?
Try and get a quick kill on this boss as well.
Hey! Better not left a mark. I'm gonna cry!
Okay.
This is ridiculous!
Okay, that should have been it. Yes.
Crash.
So there, because we've got full movement during the cutscenes, we could both attack the cutscene and
Those enemies could be
attack
sent
during the
all over
cutscene
island.
and also shoot with the player 2 during the cutscene. We're also just gonna get rid of the red skull for now. He's slow, we've got a faster Titan, so we're all pretty good. Ah, didn't have collision on that. That's a new one.
Keep moving forward, Crash.
Okay,
We
so
need to get back to the Reticle.
we're supposed to have done like a whole thing at the Ratical Kingdom so far.
See? You don't have
Also,
to
this game isn't particularly well made, if it hasn't been obvious up to this point. There's a lot of places where you can just kind of get stuck, and we just need to hope that doesn't happen. And I've got to watch out for that TK there. He can troll us sometimes. His bullets will fire quite far. There we go. Some awkward platforming later. We've finally made our way to the ice place, which houses the Ratical Kingdom. Do a store jump to get over there, activate the cutscene trigger, and we are moving on to our next hub. So the conventional story order is you do all this stuff in Womp Island and then you come here next.
Here they come. Get ready.
So the game is mostly designed that we don't have a Titan like the Rhino Roller yet. Hence why those jumps are there. You're supposed to like freeze a bunch of ice platforms to get up there. Luckily, we don't. Same with this here. You can even do this without a Rhino Roller. There's a whole puzzle thing there. This here, just gonna bring this around. So, immediately at the entrance of this town, there is a cutscene. We want this cutscene stored for later. Okay. So we're going to use player 2 because player 2 can't activate triggers. We are going to use player 2 to get through there, so we can activate that cutscene later when it's going to be most beneficial to us. ASM also requires talking to this guy, believe it or not, because we need access to the prison. Because only through the original access of the prison do we gain access to all of the missions, because there's a bunch of story missions throughout the ice prison, and although we do visit the ice prison later, a few of them can only be obtained on the first pass. Okay, there's a cutscene here, super useful. Use that to, you can see Crash rolling in the background, that's all under my control. Missed the platform there, whatever. That's fine. We can do this now. Let's get around. Although this looks really easy and quite free, and to be fair, it mostly is, I do need to watch out for the kill planes on the top of the stage. There is a ceiling, and if I touch the ceiling, it will kill me. So I do need to be a little more than careful going around here. Sometimes it's just killing my momentum as well. There we go, that's all fine. Here's a painful combat encounter, which we're going to want to get a rat skull from. However, I would like to come up here, grab this, and this is going to be super quick for KOing all these guys. So we do want one, so we're going to grab this one. And luckily, he's going to be super useful throughout this. There's a lot of like ice platforms that we're going to need to jump across. So he is going to do us very well. I was meant to have a mask out there. There we go. He's not locking on for some reason. He's been a pain today. There we go. There we go. A little less than elegant, but we made it. So we're going to be taking this guy on a little adventure here. However, we want to keep onto the roller for basically the rest of the game. There's a few places where we can refresh our roller, improve its health, and at times just get a new one. However, for the most part, we're going to be taking this roller for like a good chunk of the game at this point. However, we do need specifically this Titan for now, because there's a few of these jumps that we need him for, like for example here. There's a bunch of these ice things which we need to skate across, and some of these take a lot longer without the rat skill. Now you see these obstacles here. These would be kind of a bit of annoying if there wasn't a shield button which negated all damage. So there's two ways we can freeze these frozen pond things. One is by sneezing at them, and the other way is using our heavy attack. I'm going to use the heavy attack. Oh, that's fun. I've never seen that happen. I've seen the Titan die when he touches water before, but never like that. And never there. Where am I? Okay. So we're gonna use the heavy attack here. Freeze this pond. Get along here. I missed a cycle because of that, but whatever. That's a new fun one. I think what happened was I just didn't touch the edge of the frozen bit, so like the Titan both died and also got onto it. No, that was a weird death. Can't say I've seen something like that before. Once again, there's going to be another cutscene up here, which we're going to be skipping and saving for later because we're going to be coming back here in about, I don't know, maybe about 20 minutes or so. As normal, transform player 1, drop out player 1, play as player 2. Just want to get past the point of the cutscene trigger for safety. And then we can rock and roll. This run in general is also just a lot safer than the any % route, because there's a lot less places where the game can crash, and there's a lot less difficult things going on. Just in general, there's a lot less opportunities for things to go wrong, which is quite nice. I'm gonna collect the keys here. In any % we can skip this door, and in theory here we could also have skipped this door, but in ASM we do need to visit here twice, and we can't skip the door twice.
Alright, Crash, we're inside. Try to find out something about Nina's school.
Nope, that button did not press. Come on. There we go. A little bit of a confined space here. Don't have too much room for nice movement, but we can skip over this bit here. Is that, yeah. So, unfortunate one side effect of the death cam is that sometimes the game's camera can just get stuck, and the only way to fix that is to die. Anyway, we'll just jump along here. Come on. Geometry is not being nice to us today.
While climbing, Crash, you can jump to another climbable area. Just press the jump button when you're in position.
Soon we will return to the evil.
Okay, so now we've got the thing for returning to the Ratsicle Kingdom,
Let's go to the
which is one of the important things that we came here to get. Gonna get flight off this cutscene. Did I get flight? Yes, I did, okay. I was worried there, I didn't start climbing. And there's our TK. Take the TK, open the door, leave the TK, and away we go.
This Titan can throw enemies around using the power of its mind.
So now we can use the roller
How can he do it?
to get through this room super duper
See if
quickly.
there's something you can move around by using this telekinetic guy's powers.
When the jump wants to be able to make the jump. We'll just fly over, whatever. It's been real picky today. And we use flight to skip this section here, no need for a TK. And one last big room. Unfortunately we lose flight in this room. I think this must be like a different area in the game's code, although it kind of just seems like it should be the same place, but it isn't. Having flight here would be really good because there's a huge puzzle wall that we need to do, unfortunately, like pretty casually. But we can abuse the game's two-player mechanics to get up here pretty quickly. All using the TK here. Good lineup with that TK there. So I'm going to spawn in player 2, and I'm going to put player 2 on the roller, because normally you can't have a Titan and not being on a Titan all at the same time. So what I'm doing here is putting player 2 on the Titan so it doesn't despawn. Just need to finish climbing this, and then we'll get rid of the TK when we're at the top here, because we can just move on to the roller. Hey, there we go. Cool, and there's going to be an extra cutscene here now. We're going to use this cutscene to get flight. And then we're going to use player 2 zombie mode to skip the cutscene that's still here. This cutscene is still here. We're coming back to that later, I promise. However, we need to get back to the Wampa place. I gained far too much height on that. I need to watch out for a bunch of invisible walls around here. There we go, that was okay. So, if you were to do this run without a desert early, you would need to do all of this backtrack normally. However, because we did desert early, we've now got a roller here, and we can just kind of do that. Let's get past all of the ice place. Now we're up here. We can death abuse with that ceiling. Get a little bit of height off that lip there. Come here, boost 1,
Keep moving
2,
forward,
3.
Crash. We need to get back to the
And that
right
should get us all the way back here. Fantastic. I'm going to save here. This is the second part where the run can go really wrong. So this is the point where you're normally supposed to go to the desert. So it gives us the mission for, like, the mission complete for doing all the stuff at the ice place and returning to Wampa. And then it's going to give us the mission for the desert. But we already completed the mission for the desert, so it's going to take away our completion. So I need to be really careful there and only spend as long as I need to. just to double check, I'm going to go into missions. Okay. Because normally it then gives you mission 9 to reach the desert. At first we thought it was impossible, then because like, of course the game just gives you both of them at the same time and then just the animation takes time. No, the game genuinely takes like a second or two to give you the mission. And if it weren't for that, ASM would just be like a casual playthrough. Up to this point. This TK is kind of owning me here. There we go. Sometimes you can get a really cool jump there with the Rhino Roller. Didn't quite, but oh well. I've gone through here so quickly, the game hasn't quite loaded in the rest of the world yet. Picking up a Wumpa here, fully healing our Titan. Very nice. For the one last time, we are going to be skipping the cutscene just outside here. Okay, back onto the roller, and away we go. So the whole idea was you were meant to go from the ice place to the desert to get a roller to do this. In any percent, we can actually just skip this door in its entirety. You can just jump over it. However, because we're doing ASM, we actually need to hit the in-game story triggers and have the games be like, oh, you did do that. So here we're going to use the Rhino Roller. Need to get to Evil School and find out what's going on with Nina. Using the Rhino Roller to kind of platform around here. Ideally, we don't want to lose the Rhino Roller. There's a few places where this can kind of go wrong, so I'm going to play it safe. Any of these ice golds can one-hit kill the roller, and I would like that not to happen. So I'm actually going to play this safe and not be on the roller. There we go. All safe. All good. So the school is a huge like chase style segment when you're running away from this crushing wall. Luckily we can jump over a whole bunch of things and make it a lot easier than it should have been. See if we can get this. This is the trick which I'm the worst at, and I have a backup if I don't get it. Let's see. Nice, first try. I'm usually not getting that easily. So we're coming over here, and we want to load the TK that's up here. Very nice. That skips one section. Here, jump with the Rhino Roller, that skipped a second section. And jumping up here, that skipped a third. Bring this TK back. Jump over, because that spiked pillar has a hitbox above it. Very nice. And we're going to position player 2 over onto that there. So player 2 can just kind of jump through, player 1 going to drop out, player 1 drop back in. Oh, missed the hit on there. So we're going to use the strong spin attacks here to hit back all of these projectiles.
You can hit back projectiles.
This is supposed to just be like a tutorial on hitting things back and slightly more advanced combat mechanics. Strangely, it doesn't teach you this before the TK, which is the first thingy with projectiles, but whatever. So there's a cutscene coming up here, so I'm getting onto the roller so I can store it during the cutscene for another flight.
Victory!
This flight's going to be super useful during the backtrack.
Nina must have meant that big metal gate in the
I can always tell if I got flight or not because it will say my mutant has 0 health. Of course, it does have the right amount of health, it just doesn't look like it. And sometimes it just doesn't like to fly there. But it did get flight, cool. So using this here, we kind of don't need to worry about the y-axis. We can just soldier on. Darn it. That's the worst thing that could happen. That's fine though. We can make it work. Another one. And we'd have lost flight coming out of here anyway. Oh, whatever. I'll just climb up here. You never want to lose flight anywhere, but like, of all the places we could have lost flight and lost our roller, that is easily like the one that would have lost us the least amount of time. Besides, we would have lost our flight coming out of here anyway. So we're finally going to use that one cutscene, which we've been talking about skipping like 3 times now. We're going to use it for the same style of backtrack that we saw before. And yeah, we just need to kind of backtrack all the way to Wampa. So once again, this would be a great time, not much going on. If there's anything you'd like to read, this would be perfect.
We need to find out where Nina's school is, Crash.
Alright, so
Try
I'd
talking
like
to the local mutants.
I'd like to... I can't talk, I'm really sorry. I'd just like to go over some bit what we having going on right now. The next one will be for Leonard's and Seven's Sacrifice for the art style, where we have the 32-bit style and the 8-bit style. And Little Bird also just told me that we have a new bit, which is Time to Suit Up. Hollister and his friends will dress up super fancy for the closing ceremony. And it's on a convenient $420 to meet that up. And I would love to see that one. So, keep it up, guys.
Alright, so we're just about returning to Wampa here. 1, 2, 3. And we're back. Amazing. So now Wampa is in its post-school state, where the house has now been spiked, and we now have access to obtaining the hero key, which will end the first act of the game, as it were. I want to get flight on this cutscene here. Almost forgot about it. Got it just in time.
This looks like trouble.
Just want to... There's a lot of invisible walls around here that I'm trying to play very carefully around. There's actually a tutorial over here that we've been skipping this whole time, so I'm also wanting to avoid that. And climb up this wall here. Very nice. Nice and quick. Get flight on this cutscene as well. And we are going to take this, take it all the way over here. You've seen how powerful this glove is before, when we were fighting those rat skulls earlier. There's another glove here if we run out, but there we go. Very nice.
Delicious! And that snack will restore energy to the Titan you're controlling.
Well, normally if you get that fruit, there is a backup, but I think for one of the first time ever, I don't need that fruit. We're good. We're completely good.
This must be the key to that huge lock we found in the desert.
So now it's going to warp us back over to the desert. There was a huge key door that we walked past. We didn't really point it out much. Honestly, I didn't realize it was there on my first playthrough. It's there on our left here. So now we can come venture this place. Once again, you could have actually come here earlier. There would just have been nothing spawned for the rest of the game. And of course, nothing spawned means no missions spawning, which means we're not able to do what we want in this category. So I want to come over here, get flat on that cutscene. So one additional thing that can get you caught out of flight is some enemy attacks. Specifically these Doom Monkeys. These Doom Monkeys are notorious for making you lose flight, so typically we wait and use flight around here. Because the ceiling of this level is also surprisingly low. Be careful here. Oh, I do not like those TNTs. I'm gonna wait those out. Ride this to the top here. And we need this slime. He's coming with us.
Slippery one. He can morph into the ground so nobody can touch him. When you're morphed low, you can move underneath certain objects.
So we're gonna stay as the slime here. It's quite useful. We use him to help kill all these enemies. Yeah, 2 done. Very nice. And cool. Managed the sludge is defeated. Normally this is also a fight we'd bypass at 90%. However, here is actually the second boss of the game, Crunch. The whole plot of the game is to save both Cocoa and Crunch. And normally you never actually need to save Crunch. He's like really easy to bypass, but
Talk to that guy, Crash.
he's a mission, so we gotta go save him. He's surprisingly, like, I don't know why in this game they duplicated some missions. There's both a mission for saving Crunch as a story mission and saving Crunch as an optional mission. And I don't understand why that duplication is there.
Take away best junk from sludgy home.
Okay, we need to open this gate, and we're going to take this TK. You guys are going to see what a TK can do for the second time. Before we used him to open up one door and then just kind of abandoned him, now he's actually going to be kind of useful. So there's all these TNTs and all these missile things, and you guys can do 1+1. Throw the TNT at the opening things when it locks onto what I want it to lock onto. You can see this kind of game is kind of designed a lot for like the Wii era, where this was meant to be like a cursor. Instead, this is left stick controls. Okay, pretty okay phase 1. Phase 2, you can kind of just cheese it because the hitbox of the TK is huge. You can just position it there and then Crunch can't move at all. You want double hits as much as possible. Very nice, we've got 2 double hits.
We need to use Crunch against Embryo to defeat him.
So now we can jank Crunch. Gonna shoot Embryo, he's hiding up there. Embryo's in this game, by the way. He invented it.
The creatures you jack can be upgraded. The mojo you collect
Did I get him?
towards upgrading the
Yes, got him.
jacked on at the time.
So rock and roll.
Not jacked, then it counts toward.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Oh, please go ahead.
Squaring Finn donated $50, saying, now that's a donation incentive. Hopefully some kilt action too. Good job all, keep it going. $10 will be going to the Jade Cocoon story of Tamamayu. Any percent toothless, that's a mouthful to say. Pick a character name, and it will be Ash Ketchum, lead him with $10 now. And we have the rest, $40 going to Time to Suit Up. Thanks a lot.
Right, so now you're seeing the transition here from the junkyard to Mount Grimly, the final area of the game. We've still got a lot to clean up here. We've still got plenty of content to show you guys. So here is going to be a battler fight, which we are going to be bypassing because it is not important to us whatsoever. You can use the roller, climb up this wall, He says he did not get flight on this cutscene. Luckily there's another cutscene I can get flight off, so that's not the end of the world. I just need to remember to get flight off this cutscene now. Come on. Where's the rest of the pads? There we go.
Watch your back.
I was meant to, so this was what I was meant to do a minute ago. I just forgot to store the package in the cutscene. Climb up here. We're gonna skip basically the entire of Mount Grimley. It's like a huge dungeon area. But we can fly over basically all of it. For example, here is the... Oh, I am way too high up. Here is the basically like the backtrack area of Mount Grimley, where this is where you're supposed to come back the other way as a shortcut. We can just access it out the from the get-go, which is pretty useful. Climb up here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, did that make it? Nowhere close. Oh, that did make it! I am shocked that that made it. Okay. So I need to get Crash up here. Skip through this door. There's the octopus. There's a boss.
Destroy those
So,
module collectors.
because this boss faces actually somewhat of a challenge, we're just gonna cheese him using the two-player strats. There we go. We need him. I hope you guys like bagpipes, because this is what would happen if you mixed an octopus with bagpipes. He's a super strong tie, and I really enjoy it. Like, he's used it a little bit on 100% because during his grind for Mojo. That's pretty entertaining. Ah, oh, darn it! I missed the double hit there. I have to wait for that to recharge. There we go. Get back onto the roller here. Gonna need it during a cutscene to store for another flight. Sure I'm doing everything correctly. Okay, I need to get up and over this wall here. And then all the way back. Now there's a cutscene here that I need to skip, and it's quite important to skip. I want to get player 2 over to, like, help visualize where it is. Okay, we should be fine. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Cool. Onto the wasteland.
Like this thing is one of those teleporters.
So skipping that fight was kind of important. We do need to do that fight later, but we're gonna get a flight off that cutscene next time, which is super useful.
Let's head to the roller village, Crash.
Previously, we would have had to bring a battler in here for a skip. However, because we've actually opened the door, because we've done this area before, we can just kind of play through this pretty casually. And it's fun, just a quick little romp. Just want to keep this town alive. Got chunked slightly there, so we'll have to keep an eye out for a health power up in the next area. Very nice. Okay, so now this area is opened up. This is like a secret area which is only opened up because we're now doing the bone quest. Now we're actually the hardest enemy in the game, but once again we cheese. This Titan is actually genuinely the hardest boss in this whole game. It's not even a close competition. Alright, now we go and collect the bone, and there is our first of 3 bones collected. Huzzah! Just 2 more to go. Also, the Rat Skull Kingdom, a lot safer, no chance of a crash here because the gate is already open. Additionally, fall off there, respawns us here. Hopefully we get a good respawn off that. Yes we do, amazing. Because we want to come all the way back here as quickly as we can, get flight off that cutscene, and away we go. I'm actually going to jump down here and refly here. Just get some of the, get a new flight, get the position kind of correct. Oh, I do not like the speed I was going at there. I did not feel confident about how that was going to pan out. Oh wait, this door's open, never mind. We didn't need to worry about that. Is that inherent muscle memory of knowing that that room can go wrong? It's the scariest thing. Okay, should be those buttons reactivating, come on. Use the roller here to kind of jump over. And we can skip this area here with a 1, 2. Hopefully I landed. Amazing. I'm gonna pick up this fruit here. Yes, okay, got it to both of us. With good timing you can get it to go to both you and your Titan, which is super useful. So now my Titan's already back at full health, super useful. I'm gonna use the flight here. There's a long this area. Normally you're supposed to use a Grimly here, because Grimleys can slow down time. They did it before Crash 4, I will have you know. Cool, that's just pretty much done with the Ice Bone quest here. Jump up here. Player 2 is going to be super useful. Oh, Player 2 will be super useful once Player 1 respawns. But I could just do this Player 1 now, I guess. Where's Player thing? There we go. Okay, there we go. Second bone obtained. And now is the most important part of the run for me to remember. We're going to finish that final quest that we started at the very beginning of the run. The 4 out of 6 parts collected. We're going to get the last 2. Nice. Oh wow, where are we?
To do your classic spin attack,
oh, there's the 5th.
Rotate the left stick.
So this is normally where you like actually start off the run. This is where you're meant to learn everything, which is why Aku's talking to us and kind of explaining everything.
And press the A button.
getting flight on this cutscene here, because we're going to be getting pretty high off this bit here. There we go. Collect this part here.
Well done! We've got all the parts.
Fantastic. We're just going to get back over here
This
now.
cave is a shortcut
Oh,
home,
that was
Crash.
not what I wanted
Let's
to
get
do.
going.
Do I have death cam? Yes, I do. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I didn't die on the Titan, of course. Oh, darn it. Come on. This is being rather awkward. I'm trying to, like, die on the Titan, but he's got death cam. Is that pull down there? Yeah, okay. I'm trying to do this, like, blind, effectively. Come on. There we go. Okay, we can now see where we're going. That's the disadvantage of death cam. That can happen. You need to die on the Titan, but if you've got flight, it's rather hard to die. Okay, we want to get behind this room, and we're just going to bypass over to the left here. 2. Should land in that loading trigger, amazing. Walk back the way, get that power up. Now we just need to clear out this room. Same way we've cleared out all the other rooms. We're super lucky that they have these like power-ups here. They make these rooms an absolute cakewalk. Yeah, there we go. There's our final bone collected. We just need to go and clean up the final fight in Mount Grimley and then make our way to the final boss. It's going to be a little bit of a backtrack through Mount Grimley, so once again, if you've got anything you'd like to read, this will be the last time.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all of you for watching the United Kingdom Speedrun Gathering. Normally, we are a 2-day speedrun marathon held 4 times a year in Glasgow, Scotland, but due to the current situation, we sadly have to do it from home. But of course there was others. We are bringing 3 days of exciting speedruns from the comfort of our own homes to your homes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Take a stench here. Get through these last few enemies. Don't need the stench anymore. Gonna wait for these guys to despawn and then we can fly on this next cutscene. There we go. And we're just gonna get back to Aku the exact same way we did last time. So I'm not sure if I ever mentioned this, but this game's controls are super awkward. As in, this spinning move that I'm doing throughout the whole game, it's doing a 360 on the right stick. This game is awkward to play. I need to adjust slightly to see where I'm going. Laptop is slightly in the way of where the TV is. Seeing things in the bottom right corner. There we go. Cool, gonna get Tartan here, climb up this wall, skip right into Aku. Need to be careful not to enter the portal during the cutscene here, although I technically can, because that will cause things not to spawn, which would be a problem. And on the roller, you fly out on this cutscene.
So we can give Cortex that whooping we've been saving
And
up.
now we need to get into the Doominator. There's a bunch of invisible walls, because once again, we've done too many things in the wrong order, and the game does not like that. However, this is a new area. We have lost our flight. We're going to gain flight on this cutscene here, which is surprisingly in-engine. There we go. Hidden switch behind here. Skip past these guys. Here's the one. Oh, I think I jumped past where I needed to be, actually. It's around, like, here, I think. Okay, there we go. So that skipped one of the hardest rooms here. So now we can gain flight off this here, skip this room, because all you need to do is leave this room. It's just that door doesn't open for an amount of time. There we go. This player we're actually going to take a death with, because it's just a little easier. Never mind, they're taking forever to kill us. Let's just backtrack back the way, I guess. Okay, I want to do this kind of carefully, I think. There we go. Okay. You got that player up? Oh no. Okay. This is a problem. This is a big problem. How am I gonna get player 1 up there? May have pushed the wrong button. Don't really have a plan for this. There we go, okay. That worked. That was complete improv. I am shocked. Okay, Grimly's gonna spawn here. We need a Grimly for this fight. Gotta position player 2's cursor.
Come on, Crash. Let's see what you've got.
Okay, can we get the 1 cycle? Not quite, okay. Should be enough for 1 more. There we go. Okay, now for the combat phase, because of course this boss is a combat phase. Oh, did not get the glitch there.
It was a good one. Yes.
There we go.
I've waited so long to do that, Crash. I'm going to an overpriced resort. Maybe next time you'll listen to your creator. The envy shall enslave the world. I won.
Final
Somebody take a
little
screenshot.
arena of the game here.
Not in my hair.
We just need to knock out all the enemies in this arena. There's gonna be a lot of them. It's gonna take us like a minute or 2. Picking up these like Mojo Wumpa things. Help us refill our energy every now and then. So it's an insta-kill on these enemies if I hit them out into the walls. So I just want to make sure whenever I'm spinning I do actually hit the enemies like far enough away. And I want to make sure I kill all the small enemies as well with the jumping attack every now and then. But I hope the enemies don't use a heavy attack as well, because that will give them enough iframes to not get hit by my spin. I think that's probably the last ones there. Right, time's going to be coming up shortly. We're going to spin this up to the top, and time is going to be... Wait, when is time? Oh, time's after the credits in this game. Never mind, because we actually need to do the last mission. And the last mission, for some reason, doesn't actually proc until you finish the game. Okay, and... Wait for it. Wait for it. Time! 23, mission complete. Story missions 23 of 23. Yes, we did it, boys. Alright, thank you all for watching. This has been Mike, also known as CDRomatron. I hope you guys enjoyed some Crash gameplay. Stick around for the rest of the marathon. There's a lot of good games coming up this weekend, so have some fun.
Thanks for being here, and I can say I totally enjoyed it. Even if, like you said at the beginning, it was a lot of sorcery going on. A lot of it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the run and was amazing to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, if you don't have anything more to say...
No, I'm good.
Oh, then we will go into a short intermission and we will be setting up Conception 2, who will be showing Grim Fandango Remastered. So stay tuned for that.